so various conclusions. Yes, bees are in decline. These declines are well documented. They are real and supported by good, strong scientific evidence, which is the only of these counts. The drivers of decline on many vary depending on species. The effects of pollinator loss could be absolutely huge. So is it a catastrophe? Not yet. But it could be. On the positive side, we are aware of the problem. Awareness is being raised all the time and people are taking actions. Before fixing is missing, you can recognize the problem. At least it's been done.
Globalization is an overused and often misunderstood concept. We hear it all the time on news broadcasts and in any type of public discussion. But the starting point for understanding globalization is that it is industries and markets that globalize, not countries. That's why it's helpful to think of globalization as the integration of economic activities across borders. But why does globalization matter? I would argue globalization matters because it means the rise of interconnectedness between countries and markets across the world. For example, one of the reasons why the financial crash of 2007-2008 was so serious was because the financial and banking systems of countries around the world have become so closely interconnected with the globalization of markets.
Most companies know the need to go mobile to make their workforce more productive and efficient, but many don't know what is needed outside of buying some tablets and software. The truth is, companies simply don't consider how a mobile employee will carry or use a tablet while out in the field, whether that be an actual field, the floors of an emergency room, the roof of a hail-damaged house or the halls of a huge hotel. The problem is elegant in its simplicity. A tablet, like any tool, must be easily carried and accessible at all times. For most of us who sit behind a computer all day, this doesn't seem like an issue, but think about what it would be like to climb a ladder while, at the same time, juggling a tablet. A mobile device carrying solution is just as important for anyone working with a tablet, such as an iPad, as it is for a carpenter needing a tool belt for a hammer. Mobility is all about efficiency and increased productivity. If executed right, that's the end result. If executed wrong, it can be a costly mistake, hazardous to the worker's safety.
The opposite of an opportunist is a competitor. These organisms tend to have big bodies, are long-lived, and spend relatively little effort each year on reproduction. An oak tree is a good example of a competitor. A massive oak claims its ground for 200 years or more, outcompeting all other would-be canopy trees by casting a dense shade and drawing up any free water in the soil. The leaves of an oak tree taste foul because they are rich in tannins, a chemical that renders them distasteful or indigestible to many organisms. The tannins are part of the defense mechanism that is essential to longevity. Although oaks produce thousands of acorns, the investment in a crop of acorns is small compared with the energy spent on building leaves, trunk, and roots. Once an oak tree becomes established, it is likely to survive minor cycles of drought and even fire. A population of oaks is likely to be relatively stable through time, and its survival is likely to depend more on its ability to withstand the pressures of competition or predation than on its ability to take advantage of chance events. It should be noted, however, that the pure opportunist or pure competitor is rare in nature, as most species fall between the extremes of a continuum, exhibiting a blend of some opportunistic and some competitive characteristics.
The effect of the first difference is, on the one hand, to refine and enlarge the public views, by passing them through the medium of a chosen body of citizens, whose wisdom may best discern the true interests of their country, and whose patriotism and love of justice will be least likely to sacrifice it to temporary or partial considerations. Under such a regulation, it may well happen that the public voice pronounced by the representatives of the people will be more consonant to the public good than if pronounced by the people themselves, convened for the purpose.
For the first time, Japanese researchers have conducted a real-life experiment that shows how some traffic jams appear for no apparent reason. They placed the 22 vehicles on a single track and asked the drivers to cruise around at a constant speed of 30 kilometers an hour. At first, traffic moves smoothly, but soon, the distance between cars started to vary and vehicles clumped together at one point on the track, but the jam spread backward around the track, like a shockwave at a rate of about 20 kilometers an hour. Real-life jams move backward at about the same speed.
In animals, a movement is coordinated by a cluster of neurons in the spinal cord called the central contract pattern generator, CPG. This produces signals that drive muscles to contract rhythmically in a way that produces running or walking, depending on the pattern of pulse. A simple signal from the brain instructs the CPG to switch between modes such as going from a standstill to walking.
Today's reverse mortgage has more uses than you may realize. In fact, many financial advisors are now recommending this loan to their older clients. Why? A reverse mortgage allows you to access a portion of your home equity and use the funds to pay off your current mortgage. Any remaining money can be used for anything. The program has a variety of products to meet specific goals. The fixed-rate loan allows you to receive a lump sum or monthly distributions. The purchase loan product allows you to purchase a home without a required monthly mortgage payment as long as you live there. However, according to One Reverse Mortgage, a leading lender in the reverse mortgage industry since 2007, the most popular and beneficial loan option is the line of credit, which has the potential to grow in value over time. It's a fact that people today are living longer, and studies show that many are not financially prepared for retirement. According to an article from Time magazine, 1 in 3 Americans does not have any money saved for retirement.
A new approach to making everything from jet engines to toys, called 3D printing, is creating a revolution in manufacturing, and a small company called Sigma Labs Incorporated has an enabling technology that can make it happen. In traditional manufacturing, companies start with metal or other materials, then cut, shape or drill the material to get the finished products. In the late 1980s, however, researchers at MIT came up with a radical new idea. Instead of cutting material away, why not build things by adding layer after successive layer? The method they developed was similar to printing ink onto paper, only in 3 dimensions. 3D printing, also called additive manufacturing, is now becoming big business. GE Aviation uses it to build jet engine fuel nozzles, for instance, instead of welding together 20 small pieces. Technology Review recently named additive manufacturing one of its 10 breakthrough technologies. But 3D printing turns out to have a major challenge. It's extraordinarily difficult to build identical top-quality parts every single time.
Missionaries can be anyone from young adults to retirees. What do they share? A desire to improve the world. Their ministry is not without hardship and sacrifice, says Jerry Rankin, President, International Mission Board, Southern Baptist Church. Many of them have left prominent positions of ministry and successful careers in America and embraced a different lifestyle, isolated from family and friends. They persevere and labor faithfully, compelled by a vision of seeing a lost world transformed. To help Americans understand what missionary work involves, the International Mission Board, IMB, recently released a book, Voices of the Faithful, Book 2, Inspiring Stories of Courage Serving Around the World. The book shares the compelling stories of over 300 IMB missionaries.
The world's largest celebration of opportunity in education starts next week. National School Choice Week 2018 begins on January 21st, shining a positive spotlight on traditional public schools, public charter schools, public magnet schools, private schools, online academics, and homeschooling. The goal is simple: to let parents know that they have choices when it comes to their children's education, and to celebrate the many different and effective education options available for.
It should come as no surprise that Florida remains a hot spot for summer travel, especially Orlando, home to Walt Disney World and University Studios. While it's turned that families tend to flock to these familiar venues, the city has been named one of Travelocity's coolest places to go in 2018 for families and AAA's top domestic summer destination, It is also so much more than the sum of these two themes.
Electrical shock drowning can occur in treated water. Many pools and spas now feature lighting, digital entertainment systems, automated sensors for maintenance, and other integrated comfort or technologies. The presence of these devices in and around water can increase the risk of injury. Mild tingling sensations and numbness in the limbs or extremities are the first telltale symptoms of ESD. Electricity is extremely dangerous in water, and improperly installed, maintained or damaged electrical connectivity can leak electrical current, says Grayling Love, product line manager at Eaton. Help protect yourself and your loved ones from ESD by having all electrical equipment used at the pool or spa installed, inspected and regularly maintained by certified electrical contractors who can help you meet the latest electrical codes and standards. Electrical shock drowning can occur in treated water. Many pools and spas now feature lighting, digital entertainment systems, automated sensors for maintenance, and other integrated comfort or technologies. The presence of these devices in and around water can increase the risk of injury. Mild tingling sensations and numbness in the limbs or extremities are the first telltale symptoms of ESD. Electricity is extremely dangerous in water, and improperly installed, maintained or damaged electrical connectivity can leak electrical current, says Grayling Love, product line manager at Eaton. Help protect yourself and your loved ones from ESD by having all electrical equipment used at the pool or spa installed, inspected and regularly maintained by certified electrical contractors who can help you meet the latest electrical codes and standards.
It is wrong, however, to exaggerate the similarity between language and other cognitive skills, because language stands apart in several ways. For one thing, the use of language is universal. All normally developing children learn to speak at least one language, and many learn more than one. By contrast, not everyone becomes proficient at complex mathematical reasoning, few people learn to paint well, and many people cannot carry a tune. Because everyone is capable of learning to speak and understand language, it may seem to be simple. But just the opposite is true. Language is one of the most complex of all human cognitive abilities. It is wrong, however, to exaggerate the similarity between language and other cognitive skills, because language stands apart in several ways. For one thing, the use of language is universal. All normally developing children learn to speak at least one language, and many learn more than one. By contrast, not everyone becomes proficient at complex mathematical reasoning, few people learn to paint well, and many people cannot carry a tune. Because everyone is capable of learning to speak and understand language, it may seem to be simple. But just the opposite is true. Language is one of the most complex of all human cognitive abilities.
The other book is not thorough, but it's more insightful. The other book is not thorough, but it's more insightful. The dance department stages elaborated performances each semester. The dance department stages elaborated performances each semester.
Novelists write things about things they know about. Novelists write things about things they know about.
If you like our video, kindly subscribe our channel and also press below bell icon. Thank you.